I'm sitting right next to him as his date, okay? Takes his phone and just chucks it like across the bar. It hits into people's drinks on our table, spills the drinks. Everyone's like, whoa, dude. Like, all his friends are like, whoa. Even one of his friends was like, dude, you're here with Christina. Like, one of his friends literally said that in front of my face. Like, you are here with her.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Jen and Toxic.
Welcome back. We're not doing the alarm sound anymore. No, don't.
We did,
You did it so
I
fast.
said, we didn't do it in the last episode.
We're being so brave.
Yeah, we are being so brave by
So
not
brave,
doing
so
it
strong.
enough. We can't do it continuously. But we're back. Episode 4, season 3.
If I'm a little sniffly, if you hear me cough, mind your business.
Honestly, you don't sound like sick to me at all.
You guys, the last 2 days I've been down bad, and I woke up this morning feeling like a new bitch. Is there anything better than like when you're sick and like
Yeah, and
the
then
hump of it is over and you're just like,
that one day you just wake up.
breathe. Like,
Yeah, you wake up, you could breathe, and you actually feel like you could start doing things.
Like,
you start
do
cleaning all the
things.
tissues
Yeah.
off your floor.
Precisely.
You start like
they
literally
were like in my bed. I was like, this is disgusting.
No,
Like,
you
I'm
literally you
embarrassed.
start picking up all the things on your floor. You're wiping
Yes.
down your bedside table, like all the things.
I watched a season of Gossip Girl in like a day, so that's where I'm at
that's
right now.
crazy.
But I feel like a new person. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyways, what's your rose and thorn? No,
no,
I'm
we're
kidding.
not doing this. The last
Listen.
2 episodes, it's been like, what's your rose and what's your thorn of the week?
The
I
last
can't
few
do it.
episodes has been one episode.
It's been one episode, my bad.
and I don't even know if they're gonna see it yet or not. I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
because last week's episode got ruined by it because we went on and on for 40 minutes.
It might honestly. Okay, here's the thing. I think it will stay in the episode only because when I was editing it, it was good, funny stories.
Yeah, it
Because you
was.
talked about like, you know, that guy that
Yeah.
hooked up with the girl, whatever. I
Yeah.
was talking about my whole laptop dilemma. So I think
What was my rose?
It was oh my god, what was your rose? It was something. I don't remember. Fuck.
Oh, I
it
went
was
on a
that
good
you
date.
went. No, it was that you went on Street Hearts.
I went on Street Hearts. I'm
Yes.
famous. I'm famous. I forgot.
Your rose was that you went on Street Hearts. I literally in the episode just said I don't have one.
No, you've been crashing out.
No,
remember?
just crash out. Which
Remember?
Once again, remember? Yeah, I've been crashing out a lot recently, and even I've been crashing out so much that I was telling, you know, me and Lily were talking before. It is currently December 16th. I have not bought a single Christmas gift.
No.
Well, that's a lie. I bought for my brother because it was easy.
The other day I
haven't
was
bought a
like,
single Christmas
what are you doing
gift.
Friday night? I'd love to like give you your gift and exchange gifts with like our friend Fabrizio and like Kelly and whatever. And I was like, I want to give you guys all your gifts. She's like, oh yeah, no, I don't have anything.
I said I don't have a gift to give you.
And that's
yet.
why a month ago I asked you, I said, do you want to do Christmas gifts this year? Because I want to get you a gift. I gave you plenty of notice.
we had that conversation.
See?
Well,
Do
no,
you guys
here's
see what
the-
I'm dealing with?
Here's the thing. I obviously planned on getting you a fucking gift.
Right. Well, I was
Obviously.
like, I'm getting you a gift because we didn't do birthdays this year
Yeah.
because we suck. No,
You
this is
said,
what happened.
wait, this was crazy.
Me and
we
Christina-
both were like, we're going to take each other to the spa for
And
each
you
other's
know
birthdays.
what? And you know what? Yours was booked. Yours was booked
Yeah,
and
this is-
done. And then I had a seizure, which is so inconvenient.
That's so true. My
Can you
birthday.
believe?
Can you believe that my birthday was ruined? My birthday was
By
ruined.
her bum ticker.
By her. What?
My bum ticker.
Bum ticker?
That's what my mom calls it. No, it's not. No. Okay. Sorry, that didn't land. I have a bad heart.
That's what she calls it?
Yeah, no, picture this. I'm like 18. I'm in the fucking cardiologist office, like literally dying from a seizure. My mom's like, yeah, she has a bum ticker. I'm like, Mom,
What does that even mean? Like a
bad heart, bum ticker.
How does ticker and heart? What? Because a heart goes do 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 do.
Yeah. Like people call your heart your ticker. If you have a bad
You
leg.
do?
No, like boomers do.
Okay, well that's why. Because Sandy made this word. I love you,
Shout
Sandy.
out, Mom.
Shout out, Sandy. Wait.
She said that one time and let's call her out. No. Let's call her out.
We're gonna start.
She, like, doesn't
Sandy,
listen.
love you. Mwah. Here's the thing, guys. I had this moment with Lily. Was it last week? when we went to ramen?
Yeah, and you crashed out again. Like, I cannot just have like one moment with Christina. Like
the queen of crashing out as of late.
Always something.
Okay, listen, me and Lily are at ramen the other week. We just get a little
As
ramen.
I do 3 times a week.
Right. And I don't even know. I just started, as Lily says, crashing out, talking about like all this like stress with like, I don't even know, like just about like successes and just a bunch of other things, whatever. It was deeply personal to me.
Thanks. Mind your
Anyways,
fucking business.
yeah, it deeply upset Lily. And then I guess Lily went home and she was on the phone with her mom and she was kind of just confiding in her mom about what I confided in her
I may have
about.
shed a tear, like,
yeah,
whatever.
it's fine. I love Sandy. She can know, like, Lily can air out my business with Sandy any day. Oh, for context, Sandy is Lily's mother.
Sandy is my mother.
Sandy
She's
is
also everyone's therapist.
Yeah,
she's everyone's mother, really.
Yeah, literally within like the first few seconds of like meeting her, she'll ask you like, you know, what is like your, you know, what are you still trying to heal from as a child?
We're trauma dumpers.
Like,
do you remember when she picked us, me, you, and Dakota up at the airport, or my dad, whatever, at like 7 a.m. and we got there and we're eating breakfast. This was like a few weeks ago, but they were in my hometown. And do you remember she sat down after breakfast and just started completely trauma dumping on you guys about someone in my family?
Yes.
I was like, Mom, it's...
And then I also...
Mom, it's 8 a.m.
No,
it's
but then
8 a.m.
I also remember that she was like, what's it called?
What she said to Dakota.
Yeah, we were all in the living room talking. I walk away to go use the bathroom and I come back and she's like, so Dakota, how did your parents take it when you came out as gay?
Dude,
like, what?
my mom is like the ally
like,
of all time, but she will ask every gay person, like, what was it like coming out? Or like, it's just like, Mom, what?
Yeah.
Like, but she's like just so deeply empathetic. Like, she wants to hear your story.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Mom, it's too fucking soon.
Yeah.
Like, we just met this guy.
No,
Like,
it's so funny though. But anyway, so Lily confides in Sandy about like all my things.
She's so mean.
Yeah. And then long story short, Sandy then she tries to I will pull up the DM. She tries to very casually.
But it wasn't casual at
hype me
all. Like, it was the next day, Mom. Like,
it was so funny. Basically, I posted, she replied to my story and was like, oh my God, so glad there was a happy ending about my laptop. Okay. And I was like, I know, thank God. And she goes, I've had that experience. It's beyond stressful. Love you. And then sends me this crazy
love you,
message.
Mom.
This is Lily's mother, says, not to be weird.
She's so mean.
But I was thinking about you the other day with such admiration.
Oh my God.
What you have accomplished at such a young age is remarkable. Your work ethic, innovative spirit.
Oh my God.
Innovative spirit is crazy.
Crazy.
Creativity, humor, originality, confidence, kindness, loyalty. You are a badass. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of you.
Okay. My mom will send me that when I'm doing like the bare minimum. I'm like, Mom, you can't gas me up like this.
No, I was like,
no, she thinks that you're the goat of all time.
I'm obsessed with her and it made my day. But then I sent it to Lily and Lily sends me a voice memo back immediately. She goes, okay, so I did tell her what we spoke about the other day. She's clearly not being subtle about it.
Sucks. Like, I cannot work with this. No, that's like the most my mom thing ever. Like,
yeah,
I can't. Like,
we love Sandy.
You'll tell her not to tell someone something. Like me and my sisters, I'm like, Mom, but please don't tell them this.
Yeah.
Immediately, and then vice versa. Like, she'll tell me something and I'm
Are
like,
you kidding me?
I don't think they want me to know this, Mom.
Yeah,
like,
I come from a big fat Italian family.
Yeah.
It goes around. Oh my gosh, I could
mind
very
your business.
explicitly tell my mother, don't say anything to your sisters about it. And then before I know it, I have a million text messages from all my mom's sister, all my aunts, being
Quick
like,
with
oh
it.
my God, blah, 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 like all this stuff.
quick with it.
Yeah. And it's always a horrible game of telephone also.
Yeah, they never get it quite right.
They never get it right. I remember one of the most recent times was when I told my mom that I was going to come back to Long Island for like a week or whatever between when I was moving out of my apartment and when I was moving to like a sublease before I moved to Italy and everything. So I use the words, yeah, I'm going to move back to Long Island just for the week while I get settled and then go into my sublease. Before I knew it, my aunts are coming up to me at the family barbecue being like, so I heard you moving back to Long Island. And I was like,
No.
What? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, your mother says that you're moving back to Long Island. And I was like,
For 4 days. Like,
yeah, 4.5 days. What? What is going on? Yeah,
I
the
love
parents.
a mom.
The parents will never get it.
A mom.
Yeah,
A
now,
mom on the loose. Like
a mom on the loose.
love.
What is it? Is your mother Italian?
No.
Irish?
German.
German. Really?
Father's Scottish.
She's empathetic for a German. No offense, guys, but
That was crazy. Couldn't agree
like
more.
I feel like
No, they're
Germans are
usually
very
hard asses.
right.
Yeah, my Oma kind of was, but like also a hard ass. Yeah, I don't know. But my dad's Scottish, so that's why I have red hair.
Yeah.
That explains
Love.
that.
I told you before that my dad was like a ginger, so there's a chance that my kids like skip generation. There's a chance that my children
There's
come
a
out as
chance
ginger.
that you're having a mini me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will
Like-
freak the fuck out. All I want in
Like
this life is a
fucking
redhead
Auntie
kid.
Lily and Little Timmy are gonna match. Like Little Timmy.
You love saying little Timmy.
Yeah, Little Timmy.
That's me every time.
Auntie Lily and Little Timmy are gonna match.
Oh my god.
Matching
Me
hair.
and like Ed Sheeran. Like we're just gonna go stupid. Like,
You and Ed Sheeran.
mini Ed Sheeran. Every little boy that has red hair looks like Ed Sheeran.
Little Sharon.
Anyway, what
Auntie
was your
Lily-
rose and thorn?
We're not doing this,
Sorry.
but we do have a few random things that we would like to
Things that need to be
discuss.
discussed.
Because we are going to continue the flowchart again.
Not the
but
flowchart.
my flowchart is like, well, it's not ending, but like for the people before we started the show, it's ending. I only have one more character. I am going on a date tomorrow with someone though.
And with that being said, me and Christina are putting in overtime on Hinge right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's humiliating to admit, but like I'm doing it
It's fine.
for you. We're doing it for you. So
You go, we're putting in overtime on Hinge. I was on Hinge for 2 days.
2 days. I opened the app for the first time today.
Yeah.
since-
Like,
although, should I tell them about my oopsie daisies?
oh yeah, Lily had a Hinge oopsie daisy.
So I opened Hinge today and I was like, oh my God, it says I have like 50 plus like likes or whatever. And I was like, I was on Hinge over the weekend because I was like sick in bed for 2 days and bored. And I was like, what is going on? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like so popular. I start going through and I'm like, why is it all 40-year-old men?
Perfect.
Okay, God forbid I had one horny moment and I changed my age range maybe to like my age to like 40. I like an older man sometime. Like, sue me.
I feel fine about it. I told you mine's like 34.
Yeah, mine's usually
It's
25 to
basically
33.
40.
Yeah, it's might as well
it.
be. But I forgot I was gonna do it for like 1 second and just like see what's out there, like the Greenpoint daddies.
Right.
And then I forgot and I left it for days. So now I have to go through like
All these, like,
70,
40-year-old
like,
men.
old men. Like I don't want any of them. I don't know why I did that. That was really weird. But whatever.
I feel fine about it. We talked about in the last episode that my type at the moment is daddies, which I have an update on that. I realized recently my type is men that could be a father, or I'm in my cougar era and dating 24-year-olds.
Yes.
The 24-year-olds
It's one or
on
the
Hinge
other.
are so funny.
And
I'm like,
s-
oh,
and-
cougar. I'm 25, guys. Cougar. I'm dating 24-year-olds.
I'll go 24.
At 25.
My perfect is like 27, 28.
I think my perfect, is also 27, 28.
My man is 27 or 28.
yeah.
My man who doesn't exist.
Well, the man that I hope will be my man is 33. And I feel comfortable about that. But the one
I
I'm
feel
going on the date with,
comfortable.
I feel comfortable in that. The one I'm going on a date with tomorrow, though, is 24.
Yeah, but he's
Cute. Yeah, so I have a Hinge date tomorrow. But anyways,
I know.
back to
I
the
need
point.
to clock in and go on some
Yeah,
dates.
I have like another addition to the flowchart today that's like not super significant, but we're going to talk about them anyways.
It's a funny
Lily has one of her most, or not one of, the most significant character today. So her flowchart's going to go crazy today.
Perfect.
But yeah, we do have just a few minor things that we want to talk about before we get into the flowcharts.
Yeah,
just
I think
stupid
I
things
forgot
that
all
have
of
come
them.
to mind.
So-
okay, well, I remember
Shocker.
my first one,
My fucking goldfish.
which is that date that I went on in 2020 that I texted you about, where he threw his phone. Listen, guys,
right.
this is so random, but this dawned upon me. Actually, this dawned upon me when I was in a session the other day with a client. You know who you are. This girl, she's one of my girly girl clients. Like,
Girly
she's
pop.
great. Yeah, girly pop client. And we were talking, and this particular client just finally is like getting back into the dating game after a long-term relationship, and she was on Hinge. So we were talking about dating and how it's just networking. You'll have some really good dates, some really bad
just
dates.
networking,
like,
babe.
It's just networking. We're talking about how you're gonna have some really good dates, some really bad dates. And despite all the bad dates I've been on that I've talked about on the show, one came to mind in the moment that I just blurted out to her, and she was laughing so hard and thought it was so crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I blocked this out. So basically, one time I was dating this guy. I mean, dating is a strong word. We went on like 3 dates.
Such
okay.
a
Strong
word.
word.
Dating him.
Strong word. Okay. And we were like seeing each other, whatever. We went on like 3 dates, and then his birthday came up, and he was having like a party at his place.
You didn't get him a cake? No. Back to Milk Bar.
Back to Milk Bar, which I actually just had our lovely man that does our clips, had him pull the story about Milk Bar.
Thank you for that.
To post as a clip because it's so funny.
Thank you.
Because you were like, obviously I had to get him a cake. And then I said, yeah, Lily was going to get him a slice of Milk Bar cake. You go, no, the whole cake.
No, the $90 cake. We hung out twice.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to episode 1.
Clock the fuck in.
Clock in, episode 1. Anyways, back to this story. So it was his birthday. No, I was not going to get him a cake because unlike some people, I am normal and think normally. So I wasn't going to get him a cake.
Whatever.
But he was having this party at his place, and then all his friends were going to go to like this bar after. So I go to the party, hanging out with everybody. We all decide to go to this bar after. Cool, everything's good. We're at the bar, and the guy that I was with opens up his phone, and the first notification it says is like, so-and-so added you on Snapchat. And first of all, Snapchat.
Let's just Snapchat
is the bane of my existence. Let me tell you,
it's so horrific.
It's horrific. And I have so many clients that still use Snapchat.
Europeans use Snapchat too. I'm like, WhatsApp and Snapchat.
I feel
what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is still a younger thing because like my
Definitely.
clients, like my 19 and 20-year-old clients are the ones that are like
when they use it though, I'm like, okay, they are young.
If you're a grown man adding me on Snapchat, well, first of all, I don't even use Snapchat anymore. My manager got me part of like the Snapchat creator program where like you could make money off of posting on fucking Snapchat. I never once posted. I tried for 2 days. But the thing is that here's a little bit of tea for you guys if you want to know how much like your favorite creators make off of Snapchat. You have to post like 80 to 100 Snapchats a day for that shit to pay off.
David Dobrik's whole crew does to this day post
insane.
1,000 a day.
I don't have the time for that. Anyways, long story short, it said that this girl added him on Snapchat, and he looks at it and he's like, he's really drunk, by the way. And he looks at it.
And he is the worst drunk.
Yeah,
of
Lily
all
knows
time.
who this guy is. He's a really bad drunk.
He's
and
so
he
scary.
looks at it. Yeah, he looks at it and he's like so angry. And then he's like, what the fuck? He's like, that's my ex. Like his ex tried to add him on Snapchat on his birthday to like wish him a happy birthday or something. He takes his phone. I'm sitting right next to him as his date. Okay, takes his phone and just chucks it like across the bar. It hits into people's drinks on our table, spills the drinks. Everyone's like, whoa, dude. Like all his friends are like, whoa. Even one of his friends was like, dude, you're here with Christina. Like one of his friends literally said that in front of my face. Like, you are here with her.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, okay, to cut you some slack at that time, it was a different time, like whatever. If that happened now.
Oh my God, I would walk out.
No. If that happened
zero
no hesitation,
policy.
No explanation.
No, I'm out.
Up and out immediately.
No, absolutely.
Unacceptable weirdo behavior.
No, yeah. No, absolutely. I would be like, I gotta go. No. Oh my God. At that time though, I was not
anyone with like not, I don't know if that's like a violent tendency, but like that is
kind of crazy.
It could have hurt somebody.
Red flag.
Yeah, it's a huge anger issues like that scare me. In men, they scare me.
Yeah, so anyways, that happened, and I remembered that happened. I told the client, and then we were both cackling over it in the call, and then I was like, I need to talk about this on my podcast because I can't believe I never told that story. It's a short story, but it really, really packs a punch. Imagine being on a date with a guy, 3 dates in, and on like the 4th date, he chucks his phone across the room because his ex added him on Snapchat.
Ew. That like actually makes me want to get.
Yeah. It was actually insane.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just thought that story needed to be shared.
I don't get the whole Snapchat thing. I have noticed that like the British guys I've talked to this year, like they have it and they use it. And I'm like, what?
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to put, if you guys are watching / listening to this on Spotify, I'm going to put a poll on this episode about like who uses Snapchat and who doesn't.
Millennials too. My sister still.
Yeah, my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's a boomer.
My
with the
mom, my dad,
boomers.
and my sister still Snapchat me, so I keep the app on my phone, but I don't even answer them. I just open that, like.
Yeah. I just open it too. My mom will send me like all the fucking, filters and whatever. Remember the flower crown filter?
Oh,
was,
I
like,
remember all of them.
the shit.
I
I had my
remember-
ombre hair, my cut crease, my Kylie lip kit, and a dog filter on.
In a dream.
And a dream. In 2016.
I had my Kylie lip kit, my dog filter, and a fucking dream.
Right. An army green jacket.
Oh, and a boot.
And a boot.
And a boot.
And
a
a
tan boot
boot.
with leggings.
Right. A tan boot with leggings.
Oh my God, if we went to high school hello, can I talk? If we went to high school together, Christina, I would have wanted to be you so fucking bad. I would not have bullied you. I would have been in that vlog.
There were a
In
few.
the vlog.
Wait, we should.
I would have been a clout chaser. That's what I would have been.
Wait, this is a fucking big deal to another thing to just bring up on this. Guys, just another random
Engagement party?
Yes. Guys, so I've talked
Not
about
ours.
not out, never ours. But anyway, one of my best friends, shout out Raquel, she got engaged, and we love you.
We love Raquel. She loves Gin and Toxic.
Yeah, we love her. We
she's a
love her.
diva.
Her fiance is fantastic.
Love him.
Love them together. She and her fiance are very good friends still with a lot of people that I went to high school with, more specifically a particular group of boys who used to bully me.
Love.
Which is okay because Raquel will defend me till the very end, and it's like a whole thing, and we're so past it.
And I'll
whatever.
kill them.
Right, and I'll fucking kill them. But
Got my Glock.
yeah, but her engagement party was just the other day, and I had to go, and I was kind of shitting my pants beforehand because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be around all these guys who I used to like.
You're
hate.
so brave. I actually don't think I could do it.
Yeah, it was so bad. But no, but actually, honestly, I ended up going. None of them even spoke a fucking word to me. Nobody said a single thing to me.
No.
Didn't I explain this? I sent you a voice memo about this, didn't I?
You said that you just had,
I
like,
guess-
had a good time, but
Yeah,
I didn't know that
that's
they
right. I
didn't
guess-
speak to you.
No, they didn't say. Nobody said a single thing to me. Nobody bothered me. No, nothing.
They didn't say hi either.
No, just
Oh
nothing.
my God, that's so like funny because they're
There's
shitting
only-
their pants.
I know there was only 2, maybe 3 guys that I spoke to. One of which like was always nice to me. Another one was Raquel's brother, who I hadn't seen in years, and he was always so nice to me too. So that was fine. Went to high school with him, her twin brother.
Gloves.
Yeah, the gloves are so cute.
Oh my God.
And then I said hi. I actually did. My drunk ass was standing outside, and it was me and like my 2 college friends, Raquel's brother, and a guy that I went to high school with that did bully me too. And my drunk ass standing outside the bar went up to him, and I said his full legal. I literally
no.
like.
Oh, no.
I
can picture
his
this.
full name. I just like it was not full. Whatever, his first name, his last name, and I was like, oh my God, hey, so and so, what's up, how are you? And I gave him a hug, and that was it. Nobody else said a word
And
to
then
me.
I saw Christina Friday night. Okay,
In the
so before I
same
got
nights.
the fucking plague this weekend, I did go out Friday night, naturally. And I went to my friend Emily's birthday party, and Christina was invited, but she had this engagement party.
This is true.
But Christina's texting me like hammered, and like I just cannot when Christina's drunk. Like it's just like it's so.
I was wine drunk.
No, and
It
I
was
love
bad.
drunk Christina more than anyone in the whole world. But like I have just recently realized that like maybe like wine drunk Christina like isn't my favorite.
Yeah,
But
she's
texting
a
me.
little wine drunk. Christina's
She's
a little
needy, and then she's
Needy?
tired. Yeah, you were like, stay out.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say wine. I feel like wine drunk Christina could get a little messy.
Yeah, messy. More
Little-
messy. Messy is the
A
word.
little messy.
Messy for sure. Begging me to stay out. So then I rally because I didn't feel well. And I was like, okay, I'll stay out. I'll stay out. Like if you're going to come, I'll stay out. She shows up to this party at like 12:30. Okay, gets there. She's obliterated. Like so hammered. And I'm like, great. So like, what am I supposed to do with you now? Like I cannot work with this. Like she just shows up and I was like, I don't know what to do with you. Like you're so drunk. I don't want to introduce you to anybody. Like I hate you. Like what do I do?
My apologies.
She's there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Then she's like, I'm so hungry. I gotta go. I was like, what?
I said, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Lily goes, there's a pizza place down the street. I said, great. I'm going to go there, get a slice, eat, come back. I did not return.
She's never came back.
I walked to the pizza place drunk with my friend, and I saw the line, and I said, I'm not waiting.
You would have loved karaoke.
I said, I'm
and
gonna
right
go
after
home.
you left, who shut it down with You're So Vain by Carly Simon? Me. And you missed it.
So sorry.
Oh my God. And I found a group of Brits and we were doing Oasis. It was brilliant.
Where are you? Wait, is
Nope.
that them?
Are
Nope.
you? Actually, I cannot see you,
no.
but-
Oh, no,
That's
no. I'm
Blink
so
182.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I was thinking.
Wonderwall, babe.
Yeah.
Wonderwall. There you go. Clock in.
You're
Champagne
my
Supernova. Supersonic. There we go.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
What were we doing? Oh, we were doing Supersonic, though. I love that song. And so I was like singing it, and then I saw a group of boys, and I went over to them and started singing with them, and I was like, oh, you're all British. Perfect. I always find the
Gosh.
Brits.
Yeah, Lily loves a Brit. And
Speaking
speaking of Brits, wait, there's
There's a few more things.
There's just
housekeeping.
Yeah, we're doing some housekeeping. I just screenshotted them so I didn't forget. Okay, one of the things was like, the time that the guy threw his phone. I guess that I'm going on a date tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, also update from last week too. Still didn't go on a second, not a second date, a fourth date, maybe with the mayor of Greenpoint. He did follow up today though. It was great. That's not what I want to talk about though. I wanted two things. Number one, quick little tidbit that I think everybody would think is funny. It was a very New York moment.
I'm not sure where this is going.
Me and Lily were on our way to the studio. We're in the subway station.
This was so New York.
We're in the subway station.
No, and this diva wasn't even homeless.
This diva, not even homeless.
Diva. She was just chilling.
Just chilling with all her shit.
In the
Just chilling
subway.
in the subway station. She goes, excuse me, ladies. And I was like, oh no, we're being haggled. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know. Something told me to turn and listen to her. And she's like, listen, lady. She goes, is there actually a man named Elon Musk? Is what she says to us.
And I was like, did I just hear that right? And then what'd you say? You were like,
I said,
yeah, diva. Like,
I said, yes, there is. And he's a prick.
yeah.
And then we went into the subway station and that was it.
And now he's in the United States government. Didn't this come up last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
Can you believe?
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew about that lady in the subway station. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is just more of like a personal thing. I'm going to take a second here.
No, yeah. It's all yours.
Thanks. As if I haven't already been taking a sec.
Me.
No, this is my last thing. I told you I was going to be advertising my coaching.
Oh, no, yeah, period. I'll shut the fuck up.
I do need to take a sec for myself on here.
She's been coaching me for years and it's working.
This is true. So as you guys know, or you don't, or whatever, catch up if you don't know. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in relationships, dating, anxiety, procrastination, and perfectionism habits. But overall, I am certified just as a lifestyle coach. So honestly, anything that you need help with and you need assistance with, I'm here. And yeah, so I got my certification, early this year. It was when we were in between seasons. I've been doing it for a while now. Long story short, I'm here to let you guys know, because I want to advertise myself a little bit, that I'm going to be taking on new clients for 2025. If you guys are interested, you go to ChristinaHarrisLifeCoach.com. I'll have it in the episode description also. There's a little contact me form on there. Fill out a little bit of information about yourself, and we'll set you up with a free discovery call, and we'll see if we're a good fit, and if I could, coach you and help you.
Period.
Help young women navigate their dating lives so they could feel empowered.
Period.
I
love when you get the lingo down.
Quarter. Penny, nickel, dime, penny, nickel, dime.
Do you guys remember her? Do you remember boom, snap, clap, boom, boom, snap, clap? Okay, but then there was like penny, nickel, dime, penny, nickel, dime, nickel, penny, nickel, dime, penny, nickel, quarter. Okay, but we started doing that a few weeks ago
For
and
fun.
it really stuck.
It stuck
but now the friend
friends.
group just goes randomly. We'll just go quarter.
And you have to say it like a valley girl.
Quarter.
Little vocal rasp.
I think the nicest thing Jeff has ever said to me is that I'm good at doing it. I was like, don't boost me up like that.
Right.
Anyways,
check out my coaching services. Moving on. We have one more housekeeping.
The chalk? Oh,
what?
nothing.
Where's the chalk?
What's the housekeeping thing?
Prince Harry. We have an update on Prince Harry.
Harry the Third.
One quick little update.
Okay. I don't remember. Christina said I wasn't that mean about him in the last episode, which I'm glad. but I kept it real.
I felt fine about it.
No, and he deserved it to be a little harsh, okay? But if you don't know, go listen. I can't do this, you guys. Keep up. Like, I cannot be like repeating the tea. Like, I can't. Long story short,
he was the last guy in the Book of
Prince
Boys
Harry
Past.
III, yes, is the last guy I talked about in last week's episode on my flowchart. I met him a long time ago, but I went to visit him in July in London, and we spent the weekend together, whatever. I didn't have a great review in the episode because like we never spoke again after that weekend, and it was weird, okay? Because there's a whole thing to it. Go listen, okay? So today he DMs me. Where the fuck have you been, Prince Harry III? But he DMs me today and he was like, hey, when is my episode coming out? Because he did remember that I was going to talk about him on the podcast.
They always remember that part.
And yeah, and I was like, babe, it's out tomorrow or Wednesday. Wait, is today Monday?
Yeah.
Oh,
did you say it's coming out
perfect. I
tomorrow?
did go on Gin and Toxic Stories today saying, Happy Tuesday, everyone. Wait. I said, Happy Tuesday, new episode out tomorrow. A second frame in text, new episode out tomorrow.
Are you serious? Wait, I totally saw those stories, but I did not clock that.
My bad, guys.
Last week. She did. See you tomorrow for episode 3.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, yeah, my bad. I fully went on our Instagram stories today being like, new episode out tomorrow. It's Monday, my bad. But anyway, so Prince Harry III messages me today and he's like, when's my episode out? I'm like, oh, hey, haven't talked to you in fucking 6 months. Are you absolutely like joking with that?
Yeah.
So whatever. I tell him, I'm like, it's out Wednesday. I made a joke and I said like, surely I wasn't too harsh, haha, like whatever. And he was like, and I was like, no, I think I was decently nice. And he goes, I hope I was too, as in like when I was visiting him. And then I was like, you know what? Now's my time. Like I was originally gonna have him listen to the episode and then see if he reached out, but I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna like give it to him straight. Cause then he kept like asking me like, why would you be harsh? Like I thought we had such a nice time together, blah, blah, blah. So I voice memoed him and I told him like, how I felt, whatever. And he was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. It seemed like an honest miscommunication, mistake, whatever. There's a reason I'm upset that he didn't talk to me after. It's not just because he didn't talk to me after. You have to listen to the last episode.
Listen to
get
last
the full
episode
story.
to find out.
Yeah. Never do that again.
What did you just do?
I hate today. I'm having such a hard time. I really am. But yeah, so we had a good conversation today. So the beef is squashed. So Prince Harry III is so back. Is he? Not at all.
No, he's not.
I'll never see him again. No. He said, he's like, I'm coming to New York soon and I'll take you out to make up for it. I was like,
Let him.
sure. Like,
Okay, well, we're not British man. I can't.
you can't do it. There's plenty of blonde British men to go around, such as my next victim.
Such as my next victim. Yeah. So
Where's the chalk?
it's probably in the living proof bag where it always is. And while Lily gets that, I'm gonna change the camera battery. All right, camera battery is replaced. Now Lily is writing. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be another blonde British boy? Of course it is. Boat boy.
I wish I could draw a boat.
Da-da.
Fuck ass boat.
All right. Well,
Back to the fuck ass boat.
fuck ass boat. Boat boy. Where do we begin? Where do we begin?
No, I'm so tired of this story. Actually, like, I've told this story so many times. I feel like
Not on the pod.
to anyone who will listen, I will tell this story. Actually, that's when you know you're down bad. So,
Lily, take the floor.
So I returned from London.
Follow up from last week's episode.
Yes. No, like literally this happened like days after getting back from London. I returned from London and I'm humbly reminded, I feel like I said this in last week's episode, that it reminded me that I love a British man. Irish or British, but like, you know what? I'm leaning British these days, whatever. But I love a European man. I love a British man. And that's really what I got out of the whole London trip. So I get back to New York and I was like, okay, I love a British man. I'm also like ready to start dating again. Like, let's let's get into it. Like, I'm going to go to the Crack, my favorite bar in Brooklyn.
Right.
I'm going to go to watch the soccer games at Kent Ale House. Like, I'm going to find them. I will be lurking, but also I'll be on Hinge.
Yeah, just cutting you off for
cut me off.
Just for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
just
shocker.
for something unrelated. How you posted saying that like, oh, new episode tomorrow. You were happy Tuesday. So the Gin and Toxic DMs are all people saying, Lily, it is Monday.
Yeah, because I started
wanna
it
let
with
you know.
Happy Tuesday.
I know, and then clearly you didn't check the DMs after.
No.
Fake.
God, I am so
Because if you would have checked, you would have saw that all of our lovely, brilliant, smart, toxic, something you can't relate to, corrected you.
Okay.
Continue.
So, no, that really is my bad. I really just never know what's going on.
That's like your whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
Giving nothing.
Giving up.
You're
Okay, thank
doll
you.
two.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Jeff is doll one. He's giving something at all times.
At all times.
Jeff is giving, you are giving doll two.
Giving nothing.
Just giving nothing really. And I was doll three for some reason.
Yeah, we were just including
It just
you.
felt,
We just wanted you to feel included.
it felt safe there.
Yeah, apparently my whole shtick in the friend group is that like I give nothing and I don't remember anything and I don't. It's like really bad.
I don't remember why that was decided, but it was for some reason. So I'm going to stick by
I'm
it.
always making y'all laugh. Like
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Anyway.
I feel fine about it. Continue.
Back to the fuck ass boat. Okay. So I usually start the story with, have you ever seen Below Deck? That's like how I ask people. Okay.
That's like what he does.
Okay. Shut up and support me here.
I am.
Okay.
No, I told you I like him.
Right.
I have said this. Of all her characters, I like this one the most.
No, we do like him. So whatever. I get back and I'm like, I need a British man. I'm also just like ready to date in general. I'm going to hit up where they go, whatever. It only took a day or two for me to match with another blonde British man on Hinge. It said he was from London and then his location was like in New York. And I was like, perfect. Like absolutely perfect. But I do see on his profile that he works on a boat of sorts. It says he's a bosun on a yacht. At this point, I had never seen Below Deck. I have since watched Below Deck. That's private. But I have Joe Bradley, okay?
I was going to say, shout out our boy.
No, we're Joe Bradley. Like, for real.
Joe motherfucking Bradley.
Let's break it down for a second.
Okay. We need to break this down for 2 seconds. Listen, now I'm going to be the one. Have you guys ever seen Below Deck? Because.
What's his friend's name? I loved him in the season. Yes, Nathan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And Gail.
Yeah. So.
His girlfriend.
Yeah. So the
Sorry.
tea is that with Joe Bradley, he wants to come on Gin and Toxic. We told him to come on next time he's in New York.
He's on the most
get him
recent season of Below Deck Mediterranean with Captain Sandy.
Sure.
She's
that.
a
I
diva
haven't
of
watched
all
it. I don't
time.
know. But
He almost messed up her engagement.
oh, of course he
have
did.
to
He's fucking
watch
Joe
it.
Bradley. I will eventually. Anyways, shout out Joe if you're listening to this. Basically, Lily was like watching it one time. And she
For
was like, oh my God,
reasons.
she's like, I love this guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, my friend Joe is on that show. And she's like, who's your friend? I said, Joe Bradley. And she goes, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, the one I'm obsessed with.
What the fuck do you mean you're friends with Joe Bradley? Now, this is actually kind of a
No, I
hilarious
was you guys
story.
imagine watching a reality TV show and like your favorite one on the show, you're texting your friend like, yeah, I love him. And they're like, yeah, that's my buddy.
That's my boy.
I was like, what do you mean you're
Like,
friends with him?
That is my boy. No, basically, I met Joe Bradley at a club in Saint-Tropez, France, like 3 years ago. Okay, I was dancing. He was there. We're dancing, whatever. And
That
we like
sounds about
connect.
right.
Yeah, sounds about right. We're like flirting on the dance floor a little bit, like whatever. And we exchange info. We exchange Instagrams. And that was kind of just like the furthest it's gone. Like he would like my stuff once in a while. I'd like his, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, like a year passes, we haven't released 2 years, whatever.
He's
Like I
just
said, it was like
random
3 years
man
ago.
you met in France.
Yeah,
Like,
random man I
whatever.
met in France, as far as I know. And then out of nowhere, at the beginning of this year, he messages me, and the message literally says, like, it starts with, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, but I've been following your Accutane journey. And it's just like so interesting and like whatever. It was like a really nice message from him.
So
and we met at a club in Saint-Tropez in like 2022. And he was like, Oh my God, right. That fit American bird.
Yeah. Don't you
That's what he
love
calls
it?
me. That fit American bird.
There's literally nothing better
And then he goes, sound.
Yeah.
And I go, I guess that's me. Sure. Fit American bird.
That checks out.
Yeah, that checks out. Anyway, since then, I guess that like jogged his memory because we've been besties to the resties then. And then like a month later, he announces that he's on Below Deck.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, my boy.
And it ended up being like the most popular season ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was in New York, and I was telling Lily we were supposed to go out with him one night before she
I'm gonna
watched.
cry. I'm actually like, this makes me sick to my stomach.
I literally set up a night out for me, him, like one of his other buddies, I think it might have been Nathan, whatever, from Below Deck, and Lily. It was supposed to be like all of us, like whatever. We set up this whole thing. Lily canceled, and then like everyone was just kind of like falling off and canceling, and then the whole thing just got canceled.
Because I was down bad over my ex situation.
Yeah.
And now I'm disgusted with myself for missing it.
Yeah.
I'm just,
and so the whole thing fell apart, so we didn't get to see each other. Whatever. But he did say he would be back in New York like at the beginning of next year. So
he messages me. That's for damn sure.
Exactly.
So love
like
you,
I said,
Joe.
that is my man. Like that's like Lily's
like
man,
doesn't.
but like that's my boy. You know?
Yeah.
You get that?
Right.
Lily's man, my boy.
As I'm talking about my other man.
I feel fine about it. Joe Bradley, we love you.
There's competition. Like, keep up. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Now, that's just like the side lore about Below Deck. Now, continue.
Yes. Now, continue with, the other one. So, we love Joe Bradley.
We love Joe Bradley. We love Below Deck.
I don't even remember where I was at. Like, whatever. Okay. Yes, I remember. So, I don't know at this point when I like first start talking to him, Boat Boy. I almost want to say his name. Boat Boy. That I don't really understand what he does for a living. It's very foreign to me. I had never seen Below Deck, although my boss was actually on Below Deck as a guest.
Oh, you did tell me this.
She is the queen of side quests, dude. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I've heard, I knew what Below Deck was. All my coworkers watch it and like love it. And now they're eating up that I'm like talking to someone who's like in that world. They're like, oh my God, no fucking way. Like, blah, blah. But, so I had no idea what it was. So I started talking to him. And this is like right in the beginning of August, maybe end of July, like really early August. And I'm talking to him like a little bit, just like on Hinge, like whatever, didn't think anything of it. And he's like, yeah, I was like, where in the city do you live? And he was like, I don't live in the city. And I was like, are you visiting? He was like, no, like I think I'm going to be like living there for a while soon. And then he explained to me his job. So if you're not familiar, yachties, people that work on yachts, like whatever, some of them work on the boats for like a month to 3 months at a time for like a season or like whatever. And then they go home, whatever. He works on this billionaire's yacht. He lives on the boat, like doesn't have an apartment. Mm-hmm. Nobody that lives on this boat has an apartment. Like they live on the boat and they go wherever the boat goes all the time. There's no like, they will get time off. Like he's had the last like month off to go visit his family, but it's very random, not planned, like sporadic, whatever. So you don't really have a typical lifestyle, if you will.
Yeah. But
the plan was he was going to be in New York from like the end of August, like through winter-ish, like at least like through the end of December. But at this point, like we're just chatting very casually. So I was just like, I don't care where you're going to be or when you're going to be. Like, let's just hang out and like have fun. Like I didn't really think much of it. So for August, we start talking and then it turns into like phone calls and FaceTimes, like all the time for hours, talking every day, all the time. And like me and Christina both are kind of like this. We don't really like texting guys or like FaceTime, like let's just hang out and go on a date, whatever. But he wasn't going to be in New York till the beginning of September. So for the month of August, he was in Savannah, Georgia on the fuck ass boat.
Fuck ass
boat. But after one FaceTime call, it was very weird.
The Fab.
Like, the what?
The Fab.
The
fuck
Fab.
ass boat.
The fuck ass boat. Like,
he was on the Fab.
He asked me what I was going to
boat.
say about him, and I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to say fuck ass boat 1,000 times.
I don't know what I'm going to say about you, but I'm going to talk about your fuck ass boat.
He goes, I'm sorry, I can't help where the boat goes. Like he was like, I'm sorry.
So he's on the Fab.
He's on the Fab. But yeah, I like am not like a texter, FaceTimer. Like if I'm seeing a guy, I just want to see you in person, and like when we text, I want to make a plan to see you. Like
that was literally 12. I told you when the mayor followed up me today, literally the first line of his text was, hey, I know you don't like texting.
Yeah, literally.
I was
Which
like,
I love that
you're
he knows
correct.
That.
You are correct, sir.
Like you would be Correct.
Yeah.
So it was weird of me. And I remember we went to Cape Cod at the end of August. And like for those few days, like we didn't really FaceTime because I was on vacation with my friends. But like he still like called and wished me a happy birthday. And like we FaceTimed a little bit one night when I was getting ready. And I was just like, this is very strange. Like what is going on? Like I feel like I already know this guy. And I feel like I'm like doing long distance with this guy that I don't even know. Like it was weird. But I was like, whatever. I'm not going to like question it. I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. And we were like really connecting, whatever. So then finally September rolls around and he's in New York and I'm like giddy and excited to meet him and whatever. And I was in upstate New York for a week. And I remember like Saturday, he was like, I was coming home on a Sunday and he was like, oh my God, I got tomorrow off. Like tomorrow's the day. Like let's hang out all day, whatever. And I was like, okay, I fly in tomorrow. And then I'm like, fuck, I gotta like tan and do my hair and like all this shit. So Sunday morning I wake up, I fake tan, I marinate on the plane. Never forget the things we do.
That's just, oh my God.
It was
I would
awful.
be so
It was a clear
uncomfortable.
tan, so like it wasn't the worst, but still it was.
But
like,
it's just the feeling of it
no,
and the smell.
It was awful. It was awful, truly.
Oh my
and
God.
I land and he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Babe, there's so much to do. Like to blow out my hair. Like it's a whole thing." Like, girl, the men just don't understand.
They don't get it.
We're not
You
just
know,
like ready to go.
No,
Like,
it's literally so funny. The guy
I have to clean my whole apartment.
Right.
Like
The guy I'm going on my date with yesterday, he was like, because I told him I finished my last client at like I finished at 6 p.m. and he was like, and he like has something going on or whatever, and he was like, I'm so sorry, but like is 9 p.m. like too late, like and everything. He's like,
you're like, oh, I need 2 hours
because I told him I was like the only day I could really do was Tuesday, and he was like, oh my God, is 9 p.m. too late? I have dinner with my sister before, but she has to be at a movie at 9:30 anyway, so I could do 9. And I literally was like,
That's perfect.
that is perfect because
Yeah.
I finish at 6. I'm gonna want some wind down time, and then for a date, I take forever to get
Yeah.
ready for dates because I
don't
really like
be
to
rushed.
relax and take my time.
No, this was not a relaxing day for me.
Yeah.
This was panic mode, go, go, go. Because
Panic
I
mode,
knew
getting
that he
ready
was
for a
gonna come-
date.
Yeah, and I knew that like you live on a fuck ass boat.
Yeah.
So odds are you're gonna come to my place if anything. But in my head, I was like, he's absolutely not coming here after the date because I have high standards. I clean my entire apartment and like wash
We
my
all
bedding.
do it just in case.
Okay, good thing I did. Okay, good thing I did. But okay, so then whatever, we go on this date and he booked a nice dinner, which was cute. I usually don't do a dinner date, but this was an exception.
Where'd you guys go?
Olio Apu.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really good. But I remember the dinner was at like 8 and he was like, I'm not waiting till 8. Like, chop, chop. Like, let's go. Come see me. So I was like, okay, we went to the Happiest Hour first. It's a cute little cocktail place. And I remember we were on this date for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then we both were like, this is so weird because we've been talking for like a month, over a month. I feel like I already know you. Like it did not feel like a first date. It was very strange, but like really good. So then we do that. Then we go to dinner and then we go to a jazz show. And it was like really romantic. We like kiss at the jazz show. Really cute. Ends up coming to mine naturally. Oh, and this is where my gun thing started.
Oh, yeah.
This really stuck.
This is okay. Gun thing
Sorry,
started.
my bad. Let me explain.
Lily has a gun, but it's a metaphorical gun.
It's a metaphorical gun, and it has stuck, and I've been using it on other men. Now, did I tell you I told the guy that Ryan's seeing that I have a gun?
Yes.
Okay. So
I love. Oh yeah, I tell.
I don't
guys,
have a gun. Oh yeah, you tell guys I have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I do. I tell
Spread the
guys.
word.
I go. My best friend has a gun. It's not a real gun. It's just a metaphorical gun.
Okay, so hear me out. This is
But-
how it started because
Lily has a gun.
I have been burned, as we all have,
Lily
a
has a
few
gun.
times. It's crazy.
If I title the episode "Lily has a gun,"
do it.
would I get it like
because
banned?
I've been
I don't know.
burned this year a
Lily
few
has a gun.
times. Like I'm very hesitant to like do hookups in general, but especially if I like the guy because like, you know, there's kind of like this idea that like if you hook up with a guy in the first date, like it doesn't he thinks less of you, like, whatever.
We talked
Even
about
though
it
it's
in
not
episode
true.
2.
Yeah, even though it's really not necessarily true. I just have had bad luck with it. Like every guy I've hooked up with this year, hey, maybe I'm ugly. Like I don't know, but like they just poof, they're gone. Like
I literally grilled you about this in episode 2, 3.
I'm
the
not
one
the
that's coming up.
problem.
Yes, about you not being the problem. So we're gonna.
no, it couldn't be me.
We're not doing self-deprecating humor.
No, we're not. It's just a really crazy coincidence that every man Anyway,
What
so
a
when when Boat Boy's coming over,
Sorry.
no, it's crazy.
That's Sabrina Carpenter
But
song.
before we even got in the Uber to my apartment, I looked at him and I was like, "Don't get any ideas. We're not hooking." This thing.
Don't get any ideas.
No, but I was like, we're not doing anything. Like blah 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 blah. I like bitch as if, but I meant it when I said it. Whatever. And then we get to my place and it's starting to get hot and heavy.
Naturally, he's like, okay.
Yeah. So we start.
Whatever you say.
No, I know he knew obviously, but then we start like kind of hooking up, and I literally was like, no, and I like pulled back and I was like, no, this is how this is gonna go. If we're gonna do this, then you're not gonna fuck me over. I'm gonna show up at that fuck ass boat with a gun, and I'm gonna fucking I don't know what, but I just like went went crazy. Like I look back at this and I'm like, I can't believe he didn't get scared. But I was just like, can you please not ghost me? I was like, no matter what happens, just don't ghost me. Just let me know, like whatever. And he looked at me. He was like, like what is wrong with like? Yeah. He was like, who hurt you?
Yeah, right.
And like what
traumatized you?
He was like, I'm very normal. I'm not going anywhere.
Listen,
like,
I'm not taking anything. I'm not taking any man's word anymore.
I didn't believe him for a second. I'm amazed to this day that we still speak. Like I can't believe it. Whatever. But yeah, so it worked and he came back, whatever. But we had a magical night. I won't get into too much detail, but let's just
we got laid in a beautiful, gorgeous way.
In a beautiful, exceptionally gorgeous way. I think it was the best sex I've had in God knows how long.
I love that.
Oh my God.
And that's also so disappointing when you're like,
no,
fuck, I want to have this
so
all the time.
Annoying. Fuck this fucking boat, okay? Anyway, so the sex
the fab.
Boat, like I can't.
Fuck this fab.
No,
it sounds like we're saying like fab, like Fabrizio.
Because our best friend's name is Fab.
Fuck the fab.
Like, no.
Fuck fab.
No, we
fuck
love Fab. Fuck the boat. Whatever. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, that was like our first night hanging out. And then I remember like a week went by. That next weekend, he had to go to Nantucket on the fuck ass boat. And then he came back and we hung out like, I don't know, like 3 times the next week. Remember like one night I had a dinner and then I went to Times Square at like 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night.
Yep.
It was absurd, whatever.
I was like, Lily, no. And she was like, I'm doing it.
Oh,
I was
I'm
like,
doing
Lily,
it.
no. She's like, I'm doing it.
I'm so doing
Times
it.
Square?
And would do it again.
For a man?
He was new. He didn't know any better. I was like, I got there and I was like, okay, I'm getting you guys out of here. Like, let's go to Brooklyn. Come.
Times Square for a man.
I know it was diabolical. That's how you know I was down bad. Okay. Whatever. But then actually, it was that night. I get to Times Square to see him, and I was like, he was very drunk, and I could tell something was kind of wrong. And he was like, kind of going through with some personal stuff. And then he was like, on top of that, I just found out we are leaving New York. And I was like, sorry. What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean? And I was like, you're leaving for like a little bit, and then you're like coming back. Like you're gonna like
out
come
for
back,
like
you're
a week,
turn
and then
the boat around, and then you're gonna like come back. Like I really like when you guys are like parked on Chelsea Piers. Like that works for me. It doesn't work for me when you're anywhere else. Right. And he was like, no, like I have no idea when I'll be back. Like we're gone indefinitely. I was like, oh, perfect, perfect. So he tells me this, and he's pretty tipsy, and I'm like bummed, but I'm just kind of like whatever. Like it really didn't hit me until a few weeks later, but I was just like, whatever, bummer, but like come over for one last hurrah tonight and then you'll be on your way. So he comes over, and in the Uber ride to my apartment, this was the only time we ever kind of had like a heart-to-heart conversation. And basically, like you can imagine with this type of lifestyle, like he goes to new places all the time, like meets new people, dates new people, and then leaves and never sees them again. Like it's kind of strange. And he was explaining that to me, and he was like, yeah, that's just kind of like my life. Like it's, bizarre, but like it is what it is.
Smiling through it all. Yeah, that's my life.
Okay, so
sorry.
Just give me your microphone. Just give me your microphone. That's my favorite song.
Yeah. What? Would you say that's your favorite song?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? You said what?
What? Go on before the camera overheats for the 100th time.
Fuck. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to speed this up. So
if anybody knows how to fix a ZV-1 from overheating, let me know. I've tried everything.
Let us know, please. Thank you. So we're in the Uber ride to my apartment, and it was the only time we had like a heart to heart. And he basically we essentially went over like his lifestyle and how he can't really like be with anyone. He has had long-term girlfriends. I'm like, how does that work? I don't understand. But anyway, he basically told me, he was like, yeah, most of the time I meet girls and I'm kind of like, nice to meet you, see you never. And he's like, I always make it very, very clear that that's like the case. But he was like, it doesn't really feel that way with you. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I'm pulling out. I knew as soon as that Uber ride was over that this conversation was never going to happen again. So I was like, no, what do you mean? How do you
mean? Elaborate.
How do you feel? What did you think the first time you met me?
Like, we were just talking about that too. Yeah.
No, I was like digging. And he basically was just like, with you, it's like, goodbye for now. Like, I will be seeing you again. He's like, I absolutely will be seeing you again. He's like, I don't know what's going to happen or what, but he was like, it's not like goodbye for good. And I was like, okay, like whatever. He ends up staying the night. We have another unbelievable night. And then he stays the night and we spend the whole next day together. I like walk him around my neighborhood. We went thrifting, like, ugh, so nice, like whatever. I could tell he was like distancing himself a little bit though. He wasn't very like touchy and like we weren't having like any like conversations of that nature anymore. It was very like casual and I was just like, don't bring anything up. Don't bring it. No, that's fine. Play it cool. Play it cool. Play it cool. Like in my head. Because it was way, we had only hung out like 4 times. Like it was just like way too soon to like be like, let's plan a visit or like, when am I going to see you next? Like it just like wasn't the vibe. Like I think if we had hung out for like a month or 2, then that could have been like a conversation. But I was like, this is not like, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. So then we say goodbye. And I'm like, I'm sad, but like I was fine. Like we said goodbye and I was bummed out. Oh, this is what I didn't tell you though. It's not that big of a deal.
This is what you said you were gonna. Okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, so Lily's told me before recording that she has something to tell me while recording that she didn't tell me.
No, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm just like, I'm a hypocrite because if one of my friends said they were going to do this or did this, I'd be like, ew, no, we never do that for a man. Like, fuck that. You know, we don't do that.
Oh,
he treated me obviously like on all our dates and everything. And we were in, I don't know why, because I knew he was leaving and like, in my brain, I was kind of like, I don't think this is ever going to happen as like a relationship, but like I adore this person. Kind of how I feel about Prince Harry III. Like I was like, I just want to like, have like a friendship with you, like whatever. And we had like such a special like 2 weeks. So we were in this vintage store and he found this shirt that he like loved. And he was like, I think it was like $40 or something. And he was just like, I don't know if I'm going to get it. Like I've just been like shopping too much, like whatever. And was very like touch and go. And then he's like, no, I'm going to get it. And he was like, I'm just going to leave it at the register and look around. And while he was looking around, I like bought it for him. Like it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was like cashing out with my stuff. But Ryan was giving me a hard time. I was giving her a hard time about getting the guy she's seeing a gift. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God. And then like I forgot that I did that.
Didn't
and I was
she want to get him like a $200?
Yeah, she wanted to get him a very nice gift.
Yeah.
She didn't. She got him something like really small that I suggested, a vinyl. And I was like, that's appropriate. You guys have been seeing each other for a few months. Yeah. Like that's fine, whatever.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I felt fine about that.
I suggested it. I was like, I think you could get him something.
No, I'm talking about you and your shirt. Yeah. I feel fine about it. I think.
Afterwards, I was like, why did I do that? But it just felt like, I don't know. It was like a nice gesture.
Had it not played out as you're about to, then I would have been like, why the fuck did you do that? But
yeah, it would have been embarrassing. It would have been embarrassing for sure. But it worked out. Whatever. He thought it was like, I could tell he was like, oh my God, no one's ever like done anything like that for me. I was like, yeah, I'm really romantic. I know. Like, cause I did it like when he wasn't looking and then he went to buy it and I was like, oh, I bought it already. Like whatever. So it was cute. But anyway, then we say goodbye. And I like remember walking home and I had a date that night. Fuck.
With who?
A random man. He was like, boring as all can be. It was horrible. I was like, why did I agree to this?
I don't remember who that was, but whatever.
I never talked about him or any of it, but whatever.
Okay.
I had a date that night and I was so annoyed that I agreed to it. I don't know why I did that. But honestly,
you're like, fuck, I just had such a good time with this other guy.
Yeah, and I didn't think, so the reason Boat Boy is the most significant boy is because he's the only guy this year that I've actually like caught feelings for. And like it was a short amount of time, obviously, so it's like nothing crazy, but like he is the only person where I'm like, wow, if he had stayed in New York, I really would have given that like a proper chance. And like, I'm 25, like I know what I'm looking for, and he is that very much so. So I was just kind of like bummed when he left, and I definitely was sad when he left, but it took like a week or two. So I went on that date that night. It was a dud, whatever. And then like 2 weeks went by or something and I was fine. And like we kind of stopped talking when he left. I noticed that he stopped hitting me up and I was like, okay, fuck you too. Like I won't reach out to you either. But then like the second weekend he was gone, I got in my feels. Like I don't know where it came from. It was so random. But it hasn't.
You were probably just missing him because, like, the lack of distance makes the heart grow fonder. You know?
Yes, and that's also how I knew my feelings were real. Like, I wasn't just like in the moment and cried when he left and then got over it a week later. I was like, wow, I actually like really liked him and like really opened up to him and stuff. And so like, yeah, the second weekend he was gone, I just got like really in my feels. And I remember I like confided in you and Fab. And Fab was like, you should tell him how you feel. He was like, you have nothing to lose. And I kind of thought that you guys were going to be like, no, like, don't give him this. I don't know. Like, I thought you guys were going to say no. But everyone was like, Lily, you should just like put it on the table, tell him how you feel. It's not going to hurt anything. The man is gone.
Like, he's fucking, right.
Yeah, like,
he's gone anyway.
Yeah, and he didn't like reject you or something. And now he's like, they were like, for all you know, like, he probably feels the same way, whatever. So I just go for it. And on the Monday, like 2 weeks after he left or whatever, I sent him a voice memo. And I was just like, hey, because we like hadn't talked since he left. I just said, hey, like pretty casually, like caught him up on like my life. And I was like, what's going on with you? Like blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, look, I also just wanted to say, I know we only spent like a short time together and like it just wasn't enough for us to like be having any like more like serious conversations about feelings, like anything like that. And I was like, but I really miss you way more than I expected to. Kind of down bad over here. And I really liked you. And I just like, guess I just wanted to tell you that because like I told him in person, I was like, I really put how I feel on the table. Like that's just who I am. And I was like, I just want you to like know how I feel so that if you were to ever come back to New York or like whatever, like you just know how I feel, whatever. And he immediately replied and was like, oh my God, that was like the nicest message. That was so nice to hear, like whatever. And he was like, I feel the exact same way. And he was like, you know, good intuition. Like I did take a step back when I found out I was leaving because like there was just no point in really pursuing it. And he was like, I'm probably going to continue to distance myself a little bit. And he was like, for your sake, he was like, you deserve somebody that like lives in New York and can give you like a normal life and whatever. But he was like, just know the feeling is very, very much mutual, like whatever, really nice message. And I was like, I felt so much better after that. I was like, oh, okay, like amazing. So then, yeah, the weeks went on and like September, October, barely spoke to him. November, kind of barely spoke to him. But like here and there, like random and then like memes and stuff like that. And then a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, I'm brushing my teeth one morning before work and I look at my phone and it's a FaceTime call from Boat Boy. And I was like, what the fuck? Like it was like really random. But I remember like that morning I saw that he was flying to England to visit his family and I knew that he hadn't seen his family in like months and months and months. So I replied to his story and I was like, oh my God, you're going home. Like, I'm so happy for you. Have the best time. That's all I said. And then like 2 minutes later, he called me. So I text him. I'm like, just give me a minute. Hold on. Yeah. I'm like in the mirror, like frantically, like throwing on a little makeup. Like I had just woken up. So we ended up FaceTiming for like 2 hours or whatever, casually. And yeah, we just like caught up and I was like, now he's based in Florida for a bit and then he's going to be in Texas. So random. But I was like, I have told you a million times I'd love to come visit you in Florida. Like, it's such an easy trip for us from here to go to Florida. And I was like, I'd love to. I go, but I've suggested it like 5 times and you never really asked me to come visit. And like, you never really suggest seeing each other. And I was like, but at the same time, you keep talking to me and now you're calling me and it's been months. Like, I was like, what's it all for? I kind of just like was like, what is this all about? Like, why are we still talking? Like, you know, don't like reel me back in or like give me just enough to keep me around unless we're going to like actually maybe see this through. And he was like, okay, yeah, like he was like, you'd actually come visit? I was like, yeah, you're not in like Switzerland. Like I was like, it's a 2-hour flight. I love a trip. Yeah. God knows.
Especially to Florida during these cold ass New York
Florida
months.
Anytime, babe, especially right now. And I was like, dude, I went to London in July for a guy I met one time that I didn't even like. Like, I was like, I actually like you. And I'd like love to see, like, just have a weekend with you. And I met some of his crew members in New York and I was like, I love them. Like, it'll be so fun. Like, we'll have like a little weekend out, whatever. And he was like, okay, shit, like, let's do it. And now he called me again like 3 days ago and was like, yeah, so I'm back on this day. And I was thinking maybe you could come like this week or this week and then I'll come to New York this time. And I was like, oh,
all right. Now we're making progress.
Yeah. So he like definitely, I think I am going to visit him, or his crew member actually started dating a girl that lives here and they're talking about coming here in January or February as well. And he was like, can I stay with you? And I was like, obviously you're staying with me, like whatever. So Boat Boy is like to be continued vibes. Like, I don't know, like for me, like I could never just do like a long distance situation unless there was like an end cap on it. Like it would never like turn boyfriend girlfriend unless it was like he's eventually moving to New York or like there's like a game plan here. or he's going to live in New York like every other month, like whatever it is. I don't mind being with someone with his career. I actually think it'd be very good for me to like date someone that's like away for a bit and then back and then away for a bit. Like I think that would be good for me. But it's very much TBD. My head's saying it's probably not gonna work out because I don't know if he's actually ever gonna end up in New York. He does want to live here and it's like one of his favorite places in the world. But like, will he actually? You know, probably not. But I think if he did, it would be quite.
Maybe you'll be the one that changes it all.
You, yeah.
Boat boy.
Oh, but guys, it's so annoying. Like, where is he? Like, where is his boat? Like, it's so annoying.
Fuck ass boat.
Like, no, it has unfortunately become one of those circumstances where like, are you like this with the mayor? You might not want to admit it. Where like you like compare other guys and you're like, you're not. It's not. Well, maybe not.
Not to the mayor.
No. Okay. You guys, no, you guys like aren't.
Well,
you're like slow burning a bit.
I don't know. I used to with like certain like, you know, people, and I still do sometimes. Obviously, if I have like a big crush on someone, I'll go on a date and be like, okay, but is this, you know? But yeah, me and the mayor are slow burning, so not really.
Yeah.
You know,
because like with some guys, like I'll have like an amazing.
I did that sometimes with like when me and NYU broke up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that was like because that was like a long-term relationship.
Yeah, that's a little different.
It was like we just broke up because of like circumstantial stuff.
Yeah.
And he treated me really well. So then after that, for a while, I was playing comparison game.
Yeah.
But I try not to.
No,
but
yeah.
I know what
I try
you
not,
mean.
yeah.
It's really hard.
It's hard because like I've had a few first dates this year that were like really good in the way where like sparks were flying and like we had that kiss that like you explained to like Mr. Tim's, like those kind of first dates that do stand out. But then like on top of that, I have all these like really niche things I look for in a guy that like I'm not actually dead set on. Like if I meet a guy and we like really like each other, it's fine if he doesn't like all the same bands as I do and dress the way I want him to and like all those things. But it's so annoying because Boat Boy was like the chemistry was there. When the music we really bonded on, like all the same band, like his style, his sense of humor, like what he likes to do in his spare time, like down to every last detail other than where he lives, which is like the most important thing. But so I definitely now meet people and I'm like, ugh, it's just not it's not that. But yeah, he really set the standard quite high. So we'll see what happens. But I certainly like every time we talk, like even the other day, like we just talked for like 45 minutes. I was just like kicking my feet and I'm like, oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah.
Like it's so annoying to have a crush on someone, especially when they don't live here.
I mean, I just want to see what happens if you guys actually
meet up again.
Yeah, go through with it and do meet up and kind of what he does about it. If there's anything, you know. Yeah. If there is anything you guys could do about it.
Although I'll call him out. I'll call him out. Remember earlier I said my two biggest icks?
Yeah.
One of them, like whatever. It's when a guy like chronically updates his Hinge, which
horrible.
It is so cringy.
It is.
He doesn't do it as bad as the boy band guy. Oh my god! I checked again yesterday. Updated it again, but just whatever.
Like, why are we updating our Hinge on a weekly basis?
What is there to update? I've updated mine twice this year.
I literally, when I remade my Hinge,
that doesn't even count. That's just making your Hinge.
I created a Hinge obviously before me and Big Jeans were dating. I had a Hinge. And then when I recreated my Hinge like 3-4 months ago, whatever, I literally used the exact same photos, exact same prompts, like nothing changed.
Yeah. My prompts are pretty much all the same. I just don't care. Like
I don't care enough.
My prompts are okay. Do they show how funny and amazing I am? No. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to sit there for hours and try to come up with like a really funny, like, I'm not going to do that. But the Hinge thing is one thing. But my other biggest ick is guys that follow like tons of girls.
Hate that.
Constantly. And I will say, little fucker Boat Boy, he does it. I know he does because I was telling Christina, like, lately on my Explore page, I literally have girlies coming up and like, I'll click the picture and like, he's commented on the pictures being like, you're really fit.
That's like I've learned
coming up my bitches. Like, what the fuck?
I've learned just from like experience and stuff with that. Like,
it's a red flag for sure.
It's a red flag, but also it's just like for me, that is, I've discovered like kind of a non-negotiable. Yeah, it's like, if I see you following a bunch of girls and you're always liking and commenting on their shit, it's like we've probably talked about this on the show before. It's just like icky. It's not like an insecurity thing. It's just like, if you're with me, like, you don't, like, you're doing that for an ego boost.
But the thing is,
like,
even if they're not with me, like, he's not with me, he very much can be doing those
but
things.
just in general, a guy that's following, like, if he's following like 90% girls on Instagram, and it's just like it's just random ass girls and this and that, like, that's just like, I don't like check his following. Obviously, like, maybe if we were together I would, but I don't check his following. But it's like, remember when I hung out with Claire and she was like, oh, I talked to him on Hinge too. Like, I just know he's kind of one of those guys. It's not that I do really truly believe, like, our connection, and like when he talk, like, I do believe it's genuine. I really, really do. The same time you guys are like,
but then it's like, okay, let's say one day we do end up together, and you're just following 2,000 girls who you've like, it's just
start
weird.
on following.
You better get started, babe.
Get started. Head start.
That's where it's weird. It's like, obviously it's fine because you're single. But then your entire feed is just gonna be girls in their bathing suits. Like, I can't.
I mean, that was.
And I'm very secure.
That was boy, and that was just like.
And that is like, me and you are genuinely very secure, confident girls. But it's like, no girl, not even Beyonce, wants her man's
it's just
entire
like, to
feed
me,
to be that.
I get the ick from men when they do that, because to me it shows that they need and thrive on female validation.
I'm sorry, it's true. Because, hey, are we out here following dozens of guys?
I don't follow a million guys.
I follow one cute guy once in a while. And it's usually because he lives in New York. We have mutual friends, and I think he's cute. Like, and I'm like, oh,
exactly.
maybe we'll.
It's just like,
and it's like a genuine thing. Like,
it's like, for me, I see that, and I'm like, okay, so you you really like and value yourself in external female validation and the attention that you can get from women. And for anybody, like, if I see like women doing that, men doing that, like, babe,
100%. It goes both ways.
We gotta go internal.
We gotta go inward.
We gotta go inward. Like, that's just like, again, I can't. That's why for me that's a non-negotiable, because like, I can't like be with somebody like that. Now here's the thing: if they're like, if it's genuinely they're just like single, they just happen to like, what's your like, I mean, even then that's still like, but if they do get into, for whatever reason, if you and boat boy work out and he's with you and all eyes on you, and then he just like unfollow, like, he's like, oh, well, I don't really need to follow any of these people anymore. Like, great.
Oh my God, then I don't care,
because he's single anyways. The thing is that he's single, so he's like fully entitled to do like whatever the fuck
that's
he
why
wants
I'm like,
to do.
he's not doing anything wrong. It's just like,
it's just icky for you. For any girl, really. I feel like, I mean, for me, I'm like, ugh, like, that would just like, you know.
I went on a date recently with the music producer guy, that one. And I was talking to him, and he's like, I'm not on any of the apps, like, and I just know I can.
Sorry, this man that I'm going on my date with tomorrow is blowing up my phone.
Oh my God.
He said, what are you up to tonight?
Busy.
King, busy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Busy. But he was saying,
I'm recording my sex podcast that you don't even know about.
Sex podcast? Why do you always say sex?
Because it's so funny.
It's like not a sex.
It's shocking.
It's shocking.
I love telling a guy that, just being like, yeah, I have a sex podcast, and they're like, what? And I'm like, no,
it's about
not actually.
Kinks. Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, and then I actually explain. I'm like, no, it's not actually, but like
at all. But like,
hey,
but I might talk about your whole like.
Okay, but if it was a sex podcast, then what? Then what?
Then what?
Are you afraid of empowered women? This is why my mom says that I don't get men.
Yeah. Oh, you're telling me. This is why I don't get men.
I feel fine about it.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Oh.
Good. Stay away.
Ugh. Stay away. No, I went on a date recently with a guy who was like, I'm not on any dating apps, and I know because I follow him and I'm a creep, whatever, that he like doesn't follow like any girlies, like no, like, no mom, like he's such like a sweet, like genuine, simple man who's just like prioritize. Every time the screen goes dark, I think it stops. Sorry.
I know. It's a signal that it's about to overheat.
Oh, great.
Well, yeah, it dims itself to try and like, we're having so many overheating issues. Anyways.
Yeah.
Continue.
But I just thought that was like such a green flag. And like, it took him a long time to like ask me out because we met months ago. And then when he finally did, I was like, this is very genuine. Like, this isn't just giving like Hinge date for the hell of it, for the whatever. Like, it feels very, very genuine, and it is. But yeah, I'm not saying Boat Boy, like I do know Boat Boy is very genuine with me, but like that is my one
Yeah.
Little ick with him is he like follows 7 billion
Yeah,
girlies
I mean,
and comments
I
on their
can't-
pictures.
Yeah, I can't say I'm shocked. I mean, that man is fucking on a boat going
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
He's probably bored out of his mind.
Would I probably
going
do it
on,
too? Yeah. Like
If I was
if I
working on a
man-
boat going everywhere, bro, I'd be, like we said in previous episodes,
Yeah.
I'd be stuck in a fucking
Slut.
the entire fucking
Slut.
East Coast.
He's listening like, and I am, baby, and
he's
I
like, I
am.
am.
No, and you should like live
And
your best.
yeah,
I told
and
him
you
live
could
your
do that.
best life, like whatever. But like, yeah, at my expense, whatever, it's fine.
At your expense.
Like,
if you guys actually
I'm, like,
started dating,
fine.
then that would be a conversation to be had.
Obviously.
I had that conversation with Boy, and he never stopped.
I definitely like I have like social media boundaries that like I'm not afraid to share, and if you can't, they're so like fair.
Yeah.
And like what every girl kind of feels. Like obviously you can follow women, you can follow like female celebrities,
Have
whatever.
girlfriends, follow fucking
God.
whatever. But like
I'm all about
hey,
having friends that are girls.
You don't need to like that bikini photo.
No.
You know?
No.
And it's like
And the men that don't understand it, Christina, are the worst type of man.
Yeah.
Like you are literally when a girl has a boyfriend, if your boyfriend likes my raunchy picture, I'm like, that's weird.
I'm like, right.
I get that like, and I'm
That's
like, that's
weird.
weirdo behavior.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it's like
So I know that girl's thing, and it's
They get the
fucking
same-
embarrassing for me. Like as the girlfriend, like it's embarrassing,
Right.
for you to be liking other girls like bikini and lingerie pictures.
right. It's like, why is your boyfriend liking my raunchy photo?
Yeah, any other photo, fine.
Weird.
Yeah, I just like finish with men that can't respect a social
Yeah.
media boundary. Like I feel like it's like maybe the most easy thing
Yeah.
to respect in a relationship.
No,
But
absolutely. But
on that note, we're wrapping the boat boy story to be continued. Like I'll keep you guys updated if I end up like booking the trip to visit him or vice versa if he comes here. But yeah, I'm down bad for a man I might never see again. Who knows? So, sums up my life. Perfect.
we'll find out what happened.
We'll find
Now,
out. Get me on
where's-
that boat.
Where's the chalk? You had it? Give me that chalk. Or give me a piece of chalk. Oh, we're back to pink
Back to
again.
pink.
All right. My next character is not thrilling, but like
He's
it's
not.
fun.
I can't even believe he's a character.
I know.
But it's fine because it's a good story.
Is it?
There's a ferret involved.
I guess so.
No, it's funny. It's funny. Because I'll tell about me and Emily, like the overlap there too.
Okay.
And like how that's how this night came to be. I realized like I skipped so many men I like hung out with this year because not every man deserves to be a character, deserves to be on the flow chart. Like some of y'all boring for real. Long Island boy.
Yeah, he doesn't have a thrilling name, honestly. But
We could have done better, but
he's that insignificant to me.
yeah, no, 100%.
You know? Long Island boy. Next victim. Now
This is what
this
happens
story
when
is-
I bring randoms on a night out.
Yeah, I guess like it's not a thrilling story, but Lily, long story short, Lily matches with a guy. I'm gonna just cliff notes, okay?
No, it's good.
Yeah, Lily matches with a guy on Hinge. He's funny, good guy, whatever, but just not the vibe.
Not the vibe. We follow each other on
And-
Instagram. We become like sending each other meme friends.
Yeah,
Love.
Turns out he actually had a crush on one of me and Lily's mutual friends.
Yes.
that he did go on dates with.
Yeah, he went on one date with her.
One day with her, had a
Really
crush on
wanted
her,
a second, didn't get it.
didn't get a second date with her.
Tough.
Boo-hoo.
Then tried confiding in me about it. I said,
Right.
this is weird.
Boo-hoo. And then Lily's
But we were like, let's be friends. Like it was very much like,
Yeah.
let's be friends. Like we were texting and he was like, well, we got to be friends now. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so down. I ran into him at George and Jack's.
yes, correct.
we became
So
friends.
then we decided to go on this night out, and Lily is
always George
like,
and Jack.
yeah, we go to George and Jack's,
always George and
and
Jack's.
she's like, we're inviting the randos. So this guy shows up with like a
forbid.
group of his friends.
No, that wasn't the plan either. I thought it was just going to be him or him and one friend. Because I knew Fabrizio would be mad at me. I'm known to bring randoms and I'm only allowed to bring one or two. Sue me. And
Fabrizio says I can only bring 1 to 2 randoms.
yeah, because that's my thing. I love a random. But
Yeah.
6 men show up and I'm like, this wasn't the plan.
Yeah, this wasn't in the plot.
6
So-
like boring straight men.
No, exactly. So we're at
Sorry.
George and Jack's. We start walking to
Ray's.
Ray's in Greenpoint. and one of them is hitting on me, and it was like a whole thing.
I was
and I'm
surrounded.
like, yeah, I was like,
Remember, like, the next day, the memes that Fab was sending, he was like, it was you guys and then like 8 men. And
Yeah.
you were just like, doo,
yeah,
doo,
boo, boo, boo,
yeah.
boo. Yeah, they all wanted a slice of us. So, yeah, that was that. We're walking to we're walking to Ray's. We get to Ray's, and then one of the guys, me and him end up having a connection because we're both from Long Island.
And he was really nice.
And he was so sweet.
He really was so nice. I liked
so
that
sweet.
guy.
And I had a little bit of drink too. And me and him just like talked like endlessly.
Yeah.
Like we were just yapping all night. Like literally
He was great though. Like I talked to him
together.
for a while at one point. Like you guys were flirty kind of
Yeah.
talking, but I was talking to him and I was like, I could see that. Like
Yeah.
he was nice.
No, he was so cute. And then by the end of the night, I said to him, I was like, okay, well, obviously we're going to be going on a date together. So what's your number?
Oh my God.
Once again,
Your Riz
compilation. We need is it compilation or compilation?
You pretty much either compilation.
I don't know. Whatever. We need one of those videos of all the times I've talked about on the show, me and my impeccable Riz.
It is
of me
good.
just
I'm taking notes
with men.
because it's so good.
So that's why I said, I went out to and I said, well, obviously we're going to go on a date. So give me your number. And he did. So I got his number and then just left into the distance. Okay, bye. Got in my Uber. Bye. We
Yeah,
texted.
you left me for dead.
I did. Oh yeah, that's so true.
I'll get to that part. Finish your story.
No,
and
we
I'll-
should share that now.
Well, then there's a ferret involved, and I have to tell the whole thing. So
Oh my God. Okay. So, I mean, long story short with this guy.
they're like, "Did you just say ferret?" Yeah.
Well, I feel like if we're going in chronological
No,
order.
you're right. Well, basically, my friend who I invited that night, who went on a date with my other friend, like whatever, we'd agreed to just be friends. He shows up that night. It's bro vibes. I'm like, let's go. Like we're drinking beers, like whatever. They always ruin it. Like I'm like on my 6th beer. I'm living my best freaking life, cigarette in hand, and he turns to me and goes, "Can I get out of the friend zone?" I'm like,
You fucked it up.
you fucked up my whole night.
No.
Like no, you can't. Like that's and I go, I don't know, maybe. Like cuz I just didn't feel like you know, making it a whole thing. Like no, you can't, but like I don't want to like be an asshole. And I was like, maybe, and he was like, maybe, whatever, a whole thing. And then she leaves, gets in her Uber. I'm left with Long Island boy and fucking this other guy. And then Long Island boy gets in his Uber and I'm like, fuck. Like, cause I lived like 2 blocks away from the bar and I was like, okay, where's your Uber? He goes, I just canceled it. I was like, just shoot me. Does anyone have an actual gun? Like, I go,
Does
well,
anybody have one that's not metaphorical?
no, like a real gun. Like, and I go, I was like, well, reorder it, babe. Cause like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I just want to walk you home. I go, okay. And I tried and he was insisting. And I was like, okay, you're walking me home.
Right.
Order the Uber on the way. My apartment is 2 blocks away. You can walk me home and I'm going inside. And there's nothing's happening here.
Yeah.
Walks me home, goes to say goodbye and kisses me. I was like, see, now that's not it.
That wasn't in the plot line.
And he is still up until yesterday hitting me up for a date. I'm like, well, not for a date. He's just like,
He's persistent.
trying.
I'll give him that.
I posted with the girl on Friday night.
Oh, yeah,
in
that's
my story,
right.
and he said like my two like arch enemies.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. I was like,
He's funny. I'll give him that.
no, he is funny.
He is funny.
But his friend had a ferret, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, long story short, the friend
Back
had
to
a
Noodle.
ferret.
Noodle.
Yeah. Back to Noodle. No. Yeah. The fucking ferret's name was Noodle.
His friend was trying to hit on me, and he goes, "Yeah, he has a pet ferret."
Named Noodle.
I was like, what do you mean he has a ferret? So then I sit down with this guy and I'm like, you have a ferret. I sit down with him for like an hour.
Yeah.
Because there's so many questions. It's like, what do you do when you
Why do you have a ferret?
What do you do when you bring a girl home? Where does the ferret go?
Where does the ferret go?
And then I'm asking the boys, I'm like, does it smell? They're like, it smells like shit. His apartment's disgusting. A ferret runs the apartment. I was like, oh my God, this is the craziest lore. And I just look at this grown man and I'm just like, why do you have a ferret? Like, named Noodle. It's working on me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
personally, that would pull me.
Smash.
Raw. Next question.
Raw. Next question.
Anyways, so back to it. Me and this man set up a date. Okay. And I'll give it to him. He took me to a gorgeous like hotel lobby bar and then to like a rooftop bar. He lived in Fidei, and so he took me out like over there.
Were reservations booked?
Yes. No,
Two?
No.
One.
Reservation was booked for the first one, but
Stunning,
there was
though.
still a wait. Even though there was a reservation, it's one of those places that like you give like a reservation, but you still gotta wait until they send you up, whatever. So we went to like this nearby hotel bar and we like sat down there, we have a drink, whatever.
Cute.
The kicker though is, I'm so sorry if you're listening to this.
Definitely
Long Island
isn't.
boy. Definitely isn't.
Definitely
But
isn't. He's a long gone.
I showed up to this date already drunk. Because I was out with my college friends beforehand, and I honestly did not give a
Right.
fuck about impressing on this date. He was such a nice guy, but by this point, like the momentum died out, and I was
interested
already
in someone else.
Yeah, and I was interested in somebody else. So I was like, oh,
I know.
like whatever.
Ruins it.
But I'll give it to him because he took me to 2 really gorgeous spots. We had a good conversation, but I was way drunker than he was. And then after we
Dear
literally, I babied my one drink when we finished it. I was like, I gotta go. I have clients in the morning. And then I dipped out of there. I hugged him goodbye, got in my Uber and left. And we
goodbye is
literally,
brutal.
we made a plan like on the date to like go to the movies together. And then he texted me like the next day or like 2 days later asking what the movie was. And I just like didn't like
Always
really
the ones
reply.
you
And
don't
I was
want
like,
that
fuck.
follow up.
Yeah, but then he ended up also following up on me like 3 weeks later about the ferret guy, because then the ferret guy was asking him to ask me for Lily's number. And then I replied and I was like, oh my God.
I pull a man with a fucking pet ferret named
No,
Noodle.
I know.
That's
but I
who I'm
remember
pulling.
you were like no, and then I basically texted him back saying no, and he was like LOL, like.
And
so
then
fair, whatever, blah, blah,
randomly that guy, he followed me on Instagram and then he DM'd me at like 3 a.m. the other
Ferret
night.
guy?
Yes.
blah. Okay,
He DM'd me at 3 a.m. I don't remember what he said. It was funny though. It was something
I'll
like.
give you that.
No, yeah, it was something funny, and I was just like, "Fuck off!" I just deleted it. I was
Yeah.
like, "I can't,
Yeah.
I can't."
So anyways, I mean, I guess that's like it. Like this lore is not like deep, and like we haven't spoken since, but it was just like another kind of a random
say
character
lore
in the
too
plot.
much.
That's right.
We've been called
Surfer
out.
Boy said that we say lore too much, but
And
I
he's
mean
right.
that's just the perfect way to explain it. Oh my God, is that? And you know, after my date tomorrow night, we will probably have an addition to this list. As of right now, there's nobody to add after Long Island Boy, because after Long Island Boy, I just started going on, you know, quote unquote consistent, but we talked about that in the other episode, consistent dates with the mayor of Greenpoint. So there really isn't anybody after Long Island Boy, but there will be after tomorrow.
Right. I mean, like, it's like, I've obviously, I mean, this is 4 men.
Yeah.
I've obviously made my rounds with more than 4 men this year, but it's like, they don't all deserve to be on the flow.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, I don't think Long Island Boy would have made it to the flow
If you had
I
more.
had more people.
If you could be pickier. But it's like, I've had some after Boat Boy, but none are that significant. Mr. Boy Band actually really pissed me off, though, so I decided, because I didn't tell you this, but I DM'd him the other day.
What the fuck? I was gonna say I feel like he deserves a spot
He
on
does.
the flow
That'll be
chart
next week. How about that?
Okay, but it's crazy because we can't keep calling him Mr. Boy Band.
I know,
because
it's already
my
sorry.
ex
I know,
is Boy Band.
I know. I got to think of a better name. A drummer boy.
Drummer Boy. Right. Okay.
Pissed me off. Whatever.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that off air.
Yeah.
And then you could talk about
And then
that in next
tune in
week's
next
episode.
week.
But for this episode, we
Oh.
need to wrap this up because one of our friends
Literally just called us crying.
just called us crying, and so we got to go cater to him. But why don't you say? Why don't you say? Why did I say it like that? What am I trying to say?
Hello?
Toxic confession. Enough.
You're not doing very well right now.
I'm
That's
not.
Okay.
I need to end. Toxic confession. Lily has one, and it's less of a toxic confession and more of just like a chaotic confession.
Yeah.
Chaotic DM.
This DM is just like nuts. Like,
But
I
it was
can't
just
even
so
like
funny.
read the whole message. It's so crazy. The first one is basically just saying like, I have been a Beauty Chickie fan forever, and I still
Of course
am,
she has.
and I'm listening to the podcast
Absolutely.
now, and I love it. And she goes, and I saw
Zup.
the condoms. First of all, like, babe, what episode are you on? Like, I'm confused, but whatever. And
well,
she
they
was-
were in the back. They were always in the background.
Oh, you're
of
right.
Season 2.
You're right. They were in the background.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
that's
have gin and
fair.
toxic condoms if you guys don't know, but here's the thing, you don't want them unless you're going to use them for decor purposes only, because what we've discovered is that
What I had to discover with
and-
Rat Boy
and I almost said her name, I don't know if she wants out on here,
Oh,
and one of our other
friends.
friends,
Yeah.
they break.
Yeah, if you listen to the Rat Boy episode, yeah. Plan B. So anyway.
Not great.
Not
Anyways.
great. So, and she's like, yeah, I desperately need condoms. And she goes, because, little story time, I'm bored in my college class right now. So I'll tell you, I'm 19 and I just lost my virginity to my 25-year-old boyfriend last week. That is a canon event, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's one thing in itself.
Yes, we're just not even going to get into it. She said, we already did it 4 times since that day. I don't know if that's a lot or not. Not bad.
She's 19.
Not bad.
Fucking like a rabbit when you're 19.
And she goes, but anyways, it was all without protection. Great.
Gorgeous.
Perfect. Anyways, just like Christina, I'm very sensitive and already have a raging UTI. Anyways, where can I get these gin and toxic condoms? And then that was on September 16th. On December 2nd, she DMs me. Update, I think he may have came inside me. Okay.
Hey, queen.
Hey, diva. Thank you for the update. Love you.
Update. He might have came inside me.
Over 2 months later. 3 months later. Like, okay.
That's crazy. It's just so funny. It's just, we get DMs like that all the time from people that will just constantly give us updates and they're just talking. Like, we read them, but then sometimes I will finally see them and I'll be like, oh my God, this person was talking to the abyss for the past 6 months.
Yep. Especially on the Gin and Toxic account.
On the Gin and Toxic account.
And you know what I did recently? I put all like the listeners and like our like fans of the podcast, they go in my general DMs, and then like the people I know
you
go in
just started doing this?
No, I always have.
Oh.
I always have. Like since we started the show.
Oh, do you mean you started doing that for Gin and Toxic?
Yeah, like on my but on my personal account.
What?
Like the Gin and Toxic girlies still DM me on my personal account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have like all my like friends and family in my primary and like people I know.
Yeah.
And then in my general, I have like all the Gin and Toxic listeners because y'all DM me. Shit
Yeah,
all
that's
the
what I
time.
do too.
Yeah, and I don't want it to like be combined, so I separate the two. But I forgot about that because like it's been a little slow since this.
Also, have you just not been checking the other like group of DMs?
Yes. So because it was slow because we weren't recording the podcast.
Yeah.
So then the podcast comes back and episode 1 was a banger.
Right.
But I forgot about it. Mm-hmm. So the other day, just a few days ago, I went to my general DMs. Oh my God. It took me like hours to get through. Like I had like.
Really?
I had.
Mine is like.
Hundreds of messages from you guys, which that was so nice. Just like of girlies being like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like blah, blah, blah. Like all these things. And it was so nice. I'm like. But
mine
like,
is like
engage. Like not always. I don't always answer. But like. For some of them, like I like to answer and like take my voice memo or like I'll go on their page and like some of their pictures.
Yeah.
Like I like to like engage with you guys. But
no, absolutely. I have it flip flop. My primary is like listeners of the show and just like everybody, and then my general is like all the people that I know personally.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I like that they allow you to like separate.
Oh, thank God. Because I don't want to like just ignore
it
and have it in my hidden.
Sometimes I was gonna say sometimes Instagram is so weird and they will put people's DMs in my hidden and I don't know why.
I do check my hidden a lot because
I check it a lot too,
of brands. Like recently I've been getting a lot of PR, which like I don't know, maybe I'm famous, but like they all go to my hidden.
Yeah, I noticed that one time that a lot of them were in my hidden. I was
all
like,
the brands.
Also, is your account a creator account or a business account? Because I also now have this thing on Instagram where there's literally like a whole separate.
I don't know, what is that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay,
there's a separate thing where it's like brands, like partnership.
Oh, yeah. I have that.
I don't know why it's not coming up right now, but like whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's irrelevant to you guys, and we need to wrap this show.
Sorry, love you. Bye.
Love you. Penny,
Bye.
nickel, dime.
Quarter.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Gin and Toxic. Make sure to go follow us at Gin Toxic Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at Beauty Chicky. You can follow Lily on Instagram at Lily Stewart with 2 Y's. You can follow her on TikTok, Lily Stewart with 4 T's. You can follow her on Twitter, Lily Stewart with 2 T's.
Oh my God, I'm gonna come.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna orgasm. You just fucking nailed that.
Yeah. Just go to the video description.
A lot of Lily Stewarts out there, can you believe?
Fuck them.
Gracie Abrams has a best friend named Lily Stewart, and I can't stop thinking
Okay.
about it.
She's not as
crazy.
important. Is she a ginger?
You have a great point.
No. There's not a lot of Lily Stewarts that are redheads.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God.
Go.
Go.